welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen. Welcome if this is your first time stopping by. Today's video is going to be our March TBR. I'm super excited about this. I did it so well last month with my February TBR, but you guys will see my updated, like what I read in February whole video coming up soon. So today we're just gonna focus on the books that are on my TBR cart. I had to add some books because I got through quite a few last month, and I also wanted to add a few more on the cart that are on my 30 before 30s. With that being said, I added The Bodyguard and Before I Let Go onto this cart. Other than that, every other book that I have to read on my 30 before 30 is already on here. Let's do some reading. I think I'm gonna pick 8, and I did also update some of the prompts. So we have new prompts to pick out of, and we have some fun books to read this month. So let's get started. We are just going to pick 8, I think, and hope for the best. I haven't picked my book of the month, like book club book of March with my best friend yet, so I'm not sure what book that's gonna be, but well, I guess that means that we have an open slate, right? So let's get started and let's spin for our first prompt. Okay, our first prompt is a standalone fantasy. You guys know how I feel about that fantasy. Okay, standalone fantasy. I think, oh, that actually helps. I guess it's kind of like fantasy sci-fi, but The World Gives Way by Marissa Levian. So this book was actually sold to me by like a booktuber that I saw, and it really made me want to read it. So let me tell you what it's about. In 50 years, Myra will be free. Until then, she's a contract worker on a ship carrying the last of humanity to a new home. Her life and labor bargained away generations ago to the Earth's most powerful, wealthy families and families like the Carlyles. But when one night finds that Carlyle's dead, Myra Bolt, burdened with the terrible secret they died to escape. With time running out, Myra must come face to face with the truth about her world and embrace what's left before it's too late. I think this sounds really good, and it is a standalone. It is around 400 pages, so this one should be really good. I'm very excited about it, but I think it's technically like sci-fi fantasy, but this is on my 30 before 30, so I can definitely add this to my list. Let's do prompt number 2. Okay, a book out of my comfort zone. Oh, that's great. Okay. A book out of my comfort zone. Usually I would say it's a fantasy, but I actually I think I have the right one that I want to do. We're gonna do this new book that I got from Waterstones called The Dallargut Dream Department Store. And this one sounds so good. It's definitely out of my comfort zone. It's more in like the Midnight Library / like Secret Life of Addie LaRue, like definitely like deeper meaning kind of books. So this one says, in a mysterious town that lies hidden in our collective subconscious, there's a quaint little store where all kinds of dreams are sold. Day and night, visitors, both human and animal, from all over the world shuffle sleepily in their pajamas, lining up to purchase their latest adventure. Each floor in the department store sells a special kind of dream catered for each client. Meet Penny, an enthusiastic new hire, as she navigates the world within the famous Dallargut Dream Department Store, along with the other salespeople led by the flamboyant owner, Dallargut himself. There's never a dull moment thanks to the curious, funny, and strange clientele that regularly visit the store. Follow along with Penny as she uncovers the workings of this wonderfully whimsical world. A captivating story that will leave a lingering magical feeling in readers' minds. This is the first book in a best-selling duology, so if I like this, I'll probably get the second one, but I just absolutely love this cover. It's very like whimsical and colorful and playful. I just really love it, so I'm excited to read this, and this is a little bit out of my comfort zone, so I think this will be a good read. And this is only like 250 pages. That sounds like a really good one. Let's do spin number 3. Okay, a 5-star prediction. This is a good prompt. Okay. I think we're gonna do Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I have been waiting to read this. It's on my 30 before 30. I keep putting it on TBRs. I'm not getting to it. This cover screams early spring to me, and it just excites me so much. So I think this is perfect for March, and it's on my 30 before 30, so it's another one that I can tick off my list. And I love Mia Sheridan, so I just have a feeling this is going to be a new all-time favorite book. Let's spin number 4. An anticipated read. Okay, so that could mean just like a book that I'm really looking forward to, or a book that has been like one that's been on my radar. Oh, I know what it's gonna be. Without a doubt, I want to read Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is so overdue, and the third one is coming out, I believe, in June, so I really need to read this. I love these covers. I absolutely love this. So this is going to be my 4th pick, and definitely a very highly anticipated read. Okay, let's move on to number 5. Okay, this says, starts with the same letter as your name. I had this one last month, and I said it was kind of tricky because a lot of things don't start with the letter K. Let's see if I can find one on my cart. We could go by author last name, so I'm just gonna be a little bit open here and say I could read Guild because it's by Raven Kennedy, so that's a possibility. I would really like to find one that starts with the letter K though, if I can. If not, I can also look for starting with the letter M, and right now I'm only seeing one with M. I think we're gonna read Guild by Raven Kennedy as the letter of my first name. This is a fantasy that's kind of a retelling of King Midas, and I've heard amazing things about this series, so I'm really excited to get into it. We'll see how I do because it is a fantasy, but it's relatively short. It's under 400 pages, and there's a lot of like space in the margin, so I feel like it'll be a relatively quick read. So this will be our 5th book for this month. Let's do spin number 6. This one says flowers on the cover. So we could do The Bodyguard, definitely has a lot of flowers. We could do The Rebel King, that has flowers. We could do Never Let Go, that also has flowers. You could do Flawless, that also has flowers, so there's quite a few options. Let's see. We could do Practice Makes Perfect, but I think I'm going to hold off on this one just because it's not on my 30 before 30, and those are usually really quick reads for me, so I could probably get through that relatively quickly. Let's see what other options we have. Four Aunties and a Wedding. This also has flowers, and all of these books that I'm listing to you guys are on my 30 before 30, so I have quite a few options. Yeah, so let's see here. I've got 2 romances, 2 fantasies, and 1 random one. Okay, we are going to do The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I absolutely loved Hello Stranger from her, and I've had this book actually longer than that book, so it's been a while, but I'm so excited about reading this. This is, I think, a story where the man is like either royal or a celebrity, and then the female is the bodyguard, so let's read about it just because I'm not 100% sure. She's got his back. Hannah Brooks looks more like a kindergarten teacher than somebody who could kill you with a corkscrew or a ballpoint pen or a dinner napkin, but the truth is she's an executive protection agent, and she just got hired to protect superstar actor Jack Stapleton from his middle-aged corgi breeding stalker. He's got her heart. Jack Stapleton's a household name. He's captured by paparazzi on beaches the world over and famous for, among other things, rising out of the waves in all manner of clingy board shorts and glistening like Roman deity. But a few years back, in the wake of a family tragedy, he dropped from the public eye and went off the grid. They've got a secret. When Jack's mom gets sick, he goes home to the family's Texas ranch to help out. Only one catch, he doesn't want his family to know about his stalker or the bodyguard thing, and so Hannah, against her will and better judgment, finds herself pretending to be Jack's girlfriend as a cover. even though her ex says no one will believe it. What could possibly go wrong? Hannah hardly believes it herself, but the more time she spends with Jack and the more real it all starts to seem. And therein lies the heartbreak, because it's easy for Hannah to protect Jack, but protecting her own long-neglected heart, that's the hardest thing she's ever done. So that sounds really, really good, and it's knocking off another book from my 30 before. We have 6, so we need 2 more. A new author to me. Okay. That's tricky because I've read a lot of these. I think I'm gonna go with, I haven't read anything from Elsie Silver yet, so I think I'm gonna read Elsie Silver's Flawless. This is a cowboy romance, and let's see what the back says. The rules are simple, keep my hands off his daughter, but now I'm stuck with her. There's only one bed, and well, rules are made to be broken. I love the one bed trope, it's funny. I'm the golden boy of professional bull riding, or at least I was until it blew up in my face. Now my agent says I have to clean up my image, so I'm stuck with his ball-busting daughter for the rest of the season as my full-time supervision. But I don't need a goddamn babysitter, especially with skin-tight jeans, a sexy smirk, and a mouth she can't stop running, a mouth I can't stop thinking about. She says this means nothing. I say this means everything. She says there are boundaries we shouldn't cross, that my reputation can't take any more hits, and neither can her damaged heart. I say I'm going to steal it away. This sounds really good, so we shall see if I like it as much as everybody else loves this and blows it up on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. So we will definitely see if this is as good as everybody says. And our last spin for number 8. This says, has a one-word title. Okay, that's tricky. I don't know if I have one. That's not true. I think I do have one. I have a couple. So we could do Wayward by Amelia Hart. We could do Never by Jessa Hastings. And I think actually that might be my only 2 options that I have. Yeah, okay. So I feel like we have a lot of romance, so I think we're gonna hold off on Never, and I think we are gonna go with Wayward by Amelia Hart, because this was a book of the year nominated book for Goodreads and a lot of other like rating places, including Book of the Month. So this is something that I've been looking forward to. It follows 3 different women through 3 different years. One's in 1619, one's in 1942, and one's in 2019, and somehow they're all woven together. So this is definitely one that I've been interested in, and I'm excited to read. Okay, so this is our stack for March. I think we have a really good array of genres and reads in here. So we have like a historical fiction, we have a few romances. You've got, you know, Archer's Voice, Bodyguard, Elsie Silver's Flawless, and Wildfire by Hannah Grace. Then we have 2 fantasy / fantasy sci-fi, So the World Gives Way and Guild. And then more of like a magical realism sort of book with the Dollar Gut Dream department store. So that is all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe and join my family here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!